Так, что я? Петруса я сделал. Это пока мимо. Так, незавершенный рай. История телемы. И задание альфа. Давай это незавершенный рай. Как раз я... Поднимем этот... Может быть, репутацию. Так, где это? Юстианус. Я где... Что? Жаль. Ага. Тихо. А, это я тут... Все, вспомнил. Я тут леденец искал, точно. Бандиты, что ли? Блин, все-таки тихо. Когда тихо, когда не тихо. Не поймешь. Ага. Так, переместиться. Так, а как квест называется? Несовершенный рай. Талант у меня на каком будет? Тоже на 25-м, да? Может, ремесло вкачать? Плюс еще ремесло. Как бы будет 2. Подожди. Это мне нужно. Это мне нужно на генеральский сет. Правильно? Правильно. Еще 2 уровня получается. 1,5. Да. Так. Вот тут, я так понимаю, вот эти заказы, это типа поручений, на которых можно ту же самую репутацию, наверное, нафармить. Или деньги.
What an astounding place. It is the village of Eden the Cardinal Mother told you about. The place where natives and priests live together. I must admit that I'm curious to see it.
All that's left to do is to find Father Eustachius.
Тут надо. Надо найти. А, тут разделение получается. Это типа церковь. А интересно сделано, да? Деревня, то есть островитяне. Островитянин. Угу. Ага. Я забыл, нахрена мне вообще сюда предстоятельница направила? Забыл.
And I am Father Eustachius. Delighted. And what may I do for you?
The Mother Cardinal has asked me to investigate the theft of these tablets you discovered.
That's excellent news. The loss of the tablets is a catastrophe. We have to find them at all costs. If you want to learn more about these tablets, you should go ask Sister Eugenia. She supervises the theologians who discovered them, and were also guarding them. You should find her a bit further in the
вспомнил.
village with her colleagues.
Who are the suspects of this theft?
The heretical brutes of the village of Vedlug most likely had a hand in this. They must have wanted to please the demons they worship by
А я думаю, это
concealing
свои же
the
украли.
word from us.
How could they have learned of the tablet's existence?
Perhaps the demons are giving them this power. Unless one of the natives living in the village innocently mentioned them. They are so naive. Either way, I am certain that the heretics are involved in this matter.
Так это проще всего свалить на
I must leave you. Goodbye.
местных.
May the enlightened always keep you in their divine blessing.
I wonder what really happened when the missionaries came to settle here.
It all seems a bit too convenient. If we find out some information about the history of Eden, maybe we'll change our view on things. The theft of the relic is probably not a coincidence.
Да, я тоже уверен. Чё-то тут нечисто. Так, товарищ, ты кто?
Hello. I am Lair, the village leader. Well, I was the leader of this village.
Hello, de Sarde. I am the legate of the merchant congregation.
There are Onolmenawi among the Logead Blau. I did not know that. What do you want from me?
I've heard a lot of things about this village of Eden, but I'd like to hear your version.
I'm not sure I have the answers to all of your questions, but I'll try.
Tell me about the arrival of the people of Teleme and how you received them.
The priests were roaming around the village. They were saying that it was the place where their saint had lived. They were asking questions, talking about the Lloyd and all these things. One morning they were building houses next to ours. And we had new neighbors.
Я обратил внимание, что хижины, в основном хижины островитян находятся ниже, а хижины телемцев находятся выше. Момент такой.
One of the theologians told me that you had helped them in their research.
They wanted to find tracks of the old sage, of the one they call Saint Matthäus, and they were rummaging through everything. Our Donegad did not want to tell them anything, because the old sage is sacred here. But since they violently interrogated everyone, I thought it wise to guide them to the place where the stones were.
What happened to your warriors? Why did they have to leave the village?
They did not accept the presence of the priests and their questions. They tried to retake the village. They even asked Deirdre, the chief of Vedlug, for her help. So, the priests called the Soul Lasser, the Burning Suns, and they killed many of them. I asked for peace, and the others left us. They wanted to join Vedlug. Perhaps they have done so.
The priests told me that they had managed to convert you. How did that happen?
As long as we refused to listen to them, they were violent, and they destroyed some of our sanctuaries. So we let them talk. And now that they think that we love their god, they leave us alone. Some of the things they say are beautiful, and their magic is impressive. But we do not forget our spirits.
Aren't you angry after all that happened?
No. I mourn those who died, of course, and the Vorstyrent. But this village may be our opportunity.
Your opportunity for what?
For the Renaigse to understand who we are. Not savages, nor monsters, but men, perhaps wiser than they are.
М.
I have to go.
Like so many others.
Чё? В смысле? Причем тут... Причем тут это? Как? Ну, понятно, короче. В принципе, его можно понять, почему он выбрал линию непротивления. Чтобы сохранить наибольшее количество жизней. В принципе, можно понять и воинов. Почему они... сопротивлялись. Так, сюда? Так, подожди. Узнать больше об этом. Узнать больше это. Давай. Я думаю, серия будет вся посвящена беготне и разговорам.
I'm glad to see you, my child. What can I do for you?
And how well have neighboring villages welcomed you?
With some reluctance, to be perfectly honest. So, we sent them missionaries. There are still frequent conflicts with the village of Vedlug, a highly violent village of heretics. But the other villages, the more peaceful ones, are slowly starting to listen to the sacred word.
How well do you get along with the natives who live here?
Very well, of course. Especially since those who opposed our presence left.
Left? To go where?
Oh, to other villages, I imagine. Does it even matter? Those who stayed are on the path of enlightenment. Some of their legends must have been about Saint Matthias. That helped to convince them.
Why share this village with the natives?
To replicate and resume the work of our founder, of course. If he came here and managed to convert the natives, then it is our duty to do the same thing. By living side by side with them, it is much easier for us to pass on our teachings.
Tell me about how you created this village.
We did not create it from the ground up. It was built around an existing native village. The islanders called it Vigsenegad, which translates to the village of the old sage. We saw it as a sign. The natives had probably chosen this name in memory of Saint Matthias, and everything here fit the description of Saint Lucius. The discovery of the tablets proved us right. So, we decided to rebuild our Eden here, in the spirit of peace and harmony which is described in the scriptures.
There is something strange here.
It often takes time for the people of the continent to get used to our paradise, but I am sure you will come to appreciate it.
Реально какие-то... Что-то тут не так.
Goodbye.
May the enlightened always keep you in their
Но фанатики, они все
divine
такие. Не это. С головой туда. Ладно.
I am busy. If you have questions, go see Sister Eugenia. She's our supervisor.
Да, я понял.
Hello. The Mother Cardinal asked me to help you find the tablets that were stolen. Can I ask you some questions?
Of course. But hurry, I have a lot to do.
The Mother Cardinal told me that this village had been developed on the basis of St. Lucius's writings. Are you one of the theologians who helped in its creation?
Yes. I was sent here to confirm that this place is indeed the one described in the writings, and then I stayed.
What was the reaction of the natives when you arrived here?
Most of them were not in favor of us living amongst them. They were afraid we might chase them out of their own village. And there were even more protests once we started talking about searching for traces of Saint Matthias. I suppose they thought we would destroy all of their raised stones and other places of superstition.
Were there any confrontations with the natives?
Yes. The warriors of the village attacked us. The Ordo Luminous actually had to intervene. The Inquisition managed to make them run away. The islanders tried to attack again with the support of Vedlug. but we stood our ground. And when Lur, the chief of the village, finally accepted our presence, things calmed down.
Thank you. This information will certainly prove to be useful. I talked to Father Justinius. He told me that you were supervising the theologians here.
Indeed. It is under my supervision that the research on Saint Matthias is conducted.
Whom do you suspect of being the thief?
Alas, I'm afraid there are many suspects. These tablets are priceless relics. Some settlers may have fallen prey to the lure of profit. The heretical natives of Vedlug may have wanted to take them away from us. Or it could have been vengeance by those who...
А может быть, это отец Юстиан свистнул? Или может быть, это ты их куда-нибудь, а? А может быть, кто-то из ваших братьев их взял, чтобы укрепить свою власть или продать, или еще что-нибудь, а?
Where were the tablets the night they were stolen?
We were keeping them in one of the village's shacks. We intended to bring them to San Matthias later. But first, we wanted to examine them in order to obtain as much information as possible. You can go and take a look in the shack if you want to, but I couldn't find any traces of forced entry.
I imagine someone was keeping watch over them.
Of course, we took turns guarding the shack. But some of us can't have taken the task that seriously. If I remember correctly, it was Brother Virgil who was guarding them that night.
Well, thank you for these pieces of information.
I am the one who should be thanking you. Especially if you managed to retrieve the tablets for us.
Ну, окей.
Thank you.
Детективный квест. Понятно. Детектив. Брат Вергилиус, где ты? Иди сюда.
Greetings, de Sarde. I am handling the investigation into the theft of the tablets. Sister Eugenia told me to talk to you.
I'm Brother Virgil. What would you like to know?
According to your colleague, you were the one in charge of guarding the tablets on the night of the theft. Is that right?
Indeed.
What can you tell me about that night? Did you hear or see anything?
No, nothing in particular. The night was quiet, and then the morning after, we saw they were gone.
Someone had to enter the shack to steal the tablets. How did that happen?
I have no idea. The door was closed in the morning, and the lock was intact.
Do you think the culprit could be a native?
Well, since none of us did it, it seems obvious. There aren't many other settlers around here, and the natives knew of the existence of these tablets before we found them. They were attached to them too, in their own way.
They are the ones who led you to them.
Well, we conducted the research, but they helped us find where they were hidden. Some inhabitants of the village are still giving us a hand with our work.
Do you suspect anyone in particular?
Not really. What I can tell you for sure is it is not one of us.
Well, Sister Eugenia did tell me that the tablets were priceless.
Of course. But our motivation is not the lure of profit. All that matters to us is their value as proof, not the money we could make out of them.
Well, thank you. I will investigate where the theft took place.
As you wish. But you won't find anything there. And why does it matter, anyway? There were witnesses to the discovery of these tablets. We have all the proof we need. And that's all that matters.
What do you mean?
Now we can prove Saint Matthias lived here. Our actions on this island are justified. To keep rummaging the way Sister Eugenia does will only create more tension with the natives.
I was not expecting a theologian to say such things. Have you been in Eden for a long time?
2 months, approximately. Back then, there were still some pagan natives in the village. I joined Sister Eugenia's team with some of my colleagues, so we could give them a fresh outlook on things. We arrived straight from Ptolemy, hoping to study some new texts. But once we were here, I understood that my real mission was with the islanders. We must bring the light to this island.
You talked about a mission with the natives. What did you mean by that?
I may be under the command of Sister Eugenia here, But my superior,
Отец Домициус, кстати, не очень хороший человек.
our mission is to banish pagan gods
О,
and convert
о.
the entire population to the light. The island belongs to Saint Matthias,
Ага,
and
ага.
therefore to Ptolemy.
Это инквизиторские замашки.
To our founder.
If your superior's Domitius, you are a member of the Ordo Luminis. I did not expect to find one of its members side by side with the missionaries. They usually do not get along.
The order goes everywhere the light needs to be revealed.
You have a very unique way of seeing things. I doubt everyone accepts it. How are your relations with the natives?
When I arrived, we were still trying to obtain information from them about Saint Matthias, but they were very reluctant to give us any answers. We were also trying to educate them. Our attempts eventually made some of the inhabitants of the village react badly. Most stubborn against our teachings, the warriors, and the marked. The ones the natives call the Onomanawi. They eventually left, and it has proved nothing but a blessing for us. I would like to go back to work now, if you don't mind.
Of course.
У нас, кстати, ой, этот,
I will leave you to
коми...
your work.
комиссар.
Goodbye.
Эмиссар Торгового Содружества,
This
ДСРД
will be
тоже
more
меченый.
complex than we'd been told.
I find it regrettable that my colleagues aren't more honest when it comes to history. Nothing solid has ever been built on lies.
Either way, the resentment here is strong enough for a theft to occur.
Опа! Злость кого? Злость. Кого? Где? Ага.
There is only one entrance,
Крыша,
a door
подвал.
shows no evidence of
Кто-то
a
открыл
break.
дверь.
Can't believe it. This brother Virgil was unforgivably neglectful.
В смысле?
Idiot must have fallen asleep, and then our thieves only had to take the keys from him.
It's very likely that that's what happened, but someone must have informed them.
Да он сам и
It can't be
открыл.
a coincidence that they decided to steal it during the watch of the only neglectful guard.
It has to be someone in the village. If we find them, there's a chance we can retrieve the relics.
We know that this theft could be an act of vengeance by the natives who were forced to leave here. They must still have allies in the village, family or friends. We should go talk to the chief of the natives. He will certainly know who is close to the exiles, and enough about the researchers to inform them.
Так. А с чего они такие вывод сделали о том, что он заснул? Я чуть не въехал. На основании чего? Там песок был насыпан под столом и на столе.
You have returned on Almanawi. Do you need something else?
I think I know who stole the tablets.
Really?
I believe those who were exiled from your village seek vengeance because the missionaries forced them to leave. They must have taken the tablets with the help of someone else who stayed here.
You may be right, but you may also be wrong.
I understand why you are no longer the chief, if you do not even know what the inhabitants of your village are doing.
You're right. I was indeed a bad chief. I couldn't even convince those who left to stay.
You do well to tell me what you know. Once the priests have reached the same conclusions as I have, how do you think they will interrogate you?
You're probably right. The Inquisitors would come back, and my people would suffer. I do not want to break the peace that I did all I could to make. I think the name of the woman you are looking for is Vindwal. She helps the priests who seek the old sage.
If she's helping the priests, why would she betray them now?
Her son is one of the warriors who had to leave the village. He is filled with anger and fury. If you go talk to her, please, do not hurt her. She is but a mother who acted according to her son's wishes.
I have no intention of hurting her, but things may not be so simple when it comes to her son.
Так я сейчас приду, там, походу, и сынок может
I have to go.
оказаться.
Like so many others.
Как бы типа выбор, да, наверное, какой-нибудь. Убей или пощади.
Greetings. Are you Vindwal?
Bird tier Tumad. Yes, that is me. What do you want?
Listen, I know you
Ой,
won't be
ой, я не
able
то.
to steal the
Я
tablets.
когда второй хотел, я
No,
ткнул что-то
this is not true.
сразу.
It was
Да и
not
хер
me.
с ним, короче.
There's no point in denying it. I know you did it for your son who had to leave the village.
If you know that, then you know that I don't have the tablets. So what do you want from me?
The only means of alleviating the situation with Teleme is to give the priests their tablets back. So, if you don't want your son to suffer their wrath, it would be best if I could retrieve them discreetly.
Bran and the rest of the exiles are hiding in the woods. Beyond the stone
Придется Брана убивать,
If you
да, я
want
так
to
понимаю.
take the tablets away from them without being seen,
Палец
do
слева.
not take the path on the left. It is riddled with traps. And please, do not hurt
Ну, это не обещаю. Вообще не обещаю, потому что хер его знает. Так, слева это вот здесь, да? Надо идти справа. Угу. О-о-о-о. Чух-чух-чух. Класс. Так, а сколько у меня колечко? Колечко 215, окей. Стоп, тут тупик, что ли? Не можно. О, трутовик щетинистый. Это у меня на боеприпасы идет. Так. Еще не дошел. Ага. Я перешел? Блин, подожди. Да подождите. Стоп. Мне вот туда вот надо. Вот сюда вот. Ага. Вот. По левой не иди, иди по правой.
Here's the place that Vindwal indicated.
А, я тут
The
бегал,
exiles must
помню.
be near.
Я еще думал, а...
Already, there's no need to add death to their list of punishments. Let's try not to fight them.
Don't worry, we'll be discreet.
In that case, we should avoid taking the left path. If I remember correctly what that woman said, it's booby-trapped.
Да, я понял. Сохранимся. Попробуем незаметно. Но стелс и я понятия несовместимы. Я еще тут помню, бегал, думал, фиг ли это под локация нужна. Не.
There, we found them. Now all that's left to do is to return to Eden.
Ну, вон там сидят, да? Так, что мне тут надо сделать? В деревню. Ну, я думаю, портнемся. Блин, ты кто? А, не тронул я его.
I was worried for my son. I wanted to make sure that everything was fine.
I think so. I managed to retrieve the tablets discreetly.
I am glad to hear that you managed to.
Так иди говори.
I will go talk to my son now. He needs to stop seeking revenge and find a new clan.
That would indeed be
Женщина,
wise.
зачем ты это нам
Vengeance has no
рассказываешь?
positive repercussions.
Идите и делайте. В чем проблема? Как говорится, меньше слов, больше дела. Так. Как он называется? Лагерь у Эдема. Нет. Нет. Какая кнопка? Ну, всё правильно. И. Лагерь Эдема. Скажем, я их нашел в лесу. Блин, я был не прав. Кажется, на самом деле своровали дикари. Ой, островитяне. Во, а можно обвинить брата вот этого.
I retrieved your relics.
Thank you. Thank you immensely. Thanks to them, we will be able to continue our research on St. Matthias.
I am curious to know who is responsible for this theft. The culprit must be brought to justice.
I do not want to point the finger at anyone. You have your relics back, and that's the only thing that matters.
Your indulgence honors you. But how can we be certain that these thieves will not strike again if they
Так
are not punished?
охрану
A
сделать.
good start would be to keep a better watch on the
Правильно.
precious treasures that you find.
In any case, you would do well to keep a better watch on your discoveries in the future. You should also pay more attention to those who share this village with you. This theft would never have happened had you truly been in harmony with the natives.
But that is precisely what we desire more than anything. We may have been a bit clumsy in the beginning, but we'll make
No.
sure to improve things in the future. You really were a great help. I would be most grateful if you agreed to continue helping us.
I might come back at some point, but alas, I'm very busy.
Naturally. Either way, we are certainly capable of continuing our research without you.
Actually, I must go back to my work. Our next expedition must depart as soon as possible.
Your next expedition.
Our brave researchers must continue to follow the tracks of our founder on this island. In the meantime, here, take this as a token of
Опыта
gratitude.
дайте мне до 24 уровня, пожалуйста. А, я там щит качал уже,
Be a
точно.
success.
Он у меня... Блин, не хватило. Дождаться результатов исследования через 24 часа. Она, в смысле, продолжается, что ли? Да вы гоните. Ладно. Чижи, правильно? Что у нас? Дилемма еще подозрительность. Заклинания на 8. Счет просветленного. Чип. То есть. Вот сюда, да? Это у меня есть? Нет, у меня этого нет. То есть... Оба! И я в щите. Так, а ярость вырабатывается этим щитом? Подожди-ка, я еще не понял. А равновесие... Нет. Так потом будет, да? 0,5. Угу, угу. Так, где мой лагерь? Так, чтобы я, если еще не провафлил насчет правильности ожидания, лечь спать. Мы сейчас... Сейчас, до заката, да? Полдень. Обсудить план с Петросом?
I need to speak with you, my child.
Что такое опять?
What is it?
I've come up with a plan to put what we've
Ah.
learned about the Mother Cardinal to use.
Do tell.
You will have to take part in a fight in the arena, and we
Да-
must make sure that the odds are high. To do this, you'll have to face a champion.
То мы уже чемпионы.
This will lure her in.
That would effectively raise the odds, but the risk is they'll bet against me.
That may be the case, but the highest bets are based on the exact time of the defeat.
I see. We are going to make the Mother Cardinal believe that I will lose at a specific time.
And by doing so, you'll win something bigger than a fight.
This will make her lose a considerable amount.
Ага.
Exactly. I've even taken measures to make sure her usual moneylender is unavailable. Without knowing it, she will come to me looking for gold in order to place her bet.
And she will be at our mercy. Is this how you settle scores into late?
This is how all scores are settled, my child. Or on the battlefield. But that's much dirtier. So, what do you say?
А попозже, давай попозже. Не, ништяк.
It is certainly interesting. But I must see to other things before putting it in motion. I'll come back to you as soon as I have more time.
Of course, my child.
Мне нравится,
I know
my
you can be
child.
patient.
I'll see you later, father.
Take care, my child.
Дитя, да, я так понимаю? Задание Петроса, высокие ставки. Так, чё там? Чё ждем? Может пойти каких-нибудь мобиков побить? Падла убежала. Сюда может пойти. Опа! Шкура. Пойдет. О! Внезапно. Не достала? А, достала, ништяк. Хорошо. Повоевал, 3-4 минуты осталось. Так, пошли, короче, туда. Куда идти? Кстати, а куда идти? Показать на карте. Ну, ты смотри, никого нет. Так. Окей, время прошло. Знаете, больше куда идти? Ага. Это... Нет, это спит. Я думал.
Oh, there you are, Your Excellency. The enlightened has heard my prayers.
What's going on? Where are the others?
Да, где все?
After deciphering the content of the tablets, they went north to continue their research in some swamps. But they must have encountered problems. Brother Fidelis came back here, and he was in a dreadful state. He most likely came to seek help, but he fainted. It's impossible for us to know what happened to them.
I'm not a doctor, but I may be able to examine him.
Oh, please do. Any help would be appreciated. We've done our best, but our magic has proved inefficient. And the healer we sent for will certainly arrive too late from San Mateus.
Посмотреть.
This man is burning up with fever and he bears several bite marks and traces of blows.
The blows did not put him in this state. He looks like a victim of poisoning. With the right antidote, I think we could get him back on his feet.
Have you tried giving him any anti-poison?
Of course, but to no avail. And what if it were a hex cast by the heretics?
No matter what happens, you always suspect them.
Во-во-во-во.
This man was in the swamp. We know it's home to many creatures that we have a poor knowledge of. But local healers will certainly know which antidote to use. We could ask Lair. He will direct us to someone who understands remedies.
Окей. Квест беготня продолжается.
On Olmanawi, you've come back to see old Lair.
Да нахер ты мне
I
упал?
heard that you managed to retrieve the tablets.
Did Vindwal tell you?
Yes, and I feel more at peace, knowing that our brothers are alive, and that they will be able to join another clan. And you proved me right. Peace with the Renaigse is possible.
О, репутацию получил,
I need
ништяк.
your advice. You may already know that one of the researchers came back wounded from the expedition.
I heard about it.
He has all the symptoms of a poisoning, but the anti-poisons we gave him had no effect. He must have been bitten by a creature of the swamp, and we're looking for a healer who would know of a suitable antidote.
So, you came to see me. Interesting. Our neighbors did not think for one moment that we could be helpful. Alas, our Donegat is one of the exiles.
Опять с ней?
But Vindwal knows plants well. She will know.
Thank you. I will go see her. I hope she agrees to help us.
Окей.
I have to go.
Like so many others.
Тут сундучок есть. С ловушками. Ну да, я думаю, это церковь будет.
Here you are again.
Травы мне нужны. Травы.
I have come to ask for your help. Lair told me you know about remedies.
I do know a few of them. I have learned about plants. I used to want to become a Donegad.
One of the researchers came back wounded from the expedition. Apparently he was bitten by a creature of the swamp.
And now he has the Llewellyn fever. We have a good knowledge about this affliction. He will die if he does not receive proper
Окей,
treatment.
что надо?
Do you know which antidote should be given to him?
Yes. These priests are idiots. They could have asked for our help, but they treat us like children. You are different. And you have allowed my son to join a new clan. So, I will give you the potion to cure the priest. Wait a moment. Make him drink this remedy and he'll get better.
Thank you, Vindwal.
Ладно. Так, там только один выход, да? Хорошо. Я так понимаю, придется идти на северные болота.
Where am I?
You are in Eden. You're safe.
Was I unconscious for a long time? The other members of the expedition, they are in danger. The swamp is so hostile. We weren't prepared for it. Some of our people have disappeared.
What caused these wounds?
A nightmarish creature. The swamp is full of them. A colleague and I had left to fetch some help when we were attacked. I managed to run away, but I don't know what happened to him. As for those who are at the camp, you must go help them.
Show me the location of your colleagues on the map.
Почему мы должны помочь? Чё бы это?
There. Please, hurry.
Thank you. You should rest now.
Да почему мы должны помогать им, а? О. Так, а я вот здесь прыгнуть смогу, интересно, вот сюда вот. Это, кстати, мне бы сократило бы офигенно путь. Попробуем телепортнуться. Хотя не, подожди, карта. Найти лагерь. Сейчас посмотрим. Может, там есть я где-то. Самый попёрлись, хрен его знает куда, а теперь помогите. Молодцы. Да, есть. Так, покупать пока ничего не хочу. Смотрим. Смотрим. Это где был вызывал я с помощью барабанов там кого-то. Так, а я здесь пройти смогу? Поверим. Туда пошел? Я не туда пошел. Так. У меня опять проблема с ориентированием. Я иду сюда.
I do not remember there being a path in this place the last time we came.
You're perfectly right, my child. This passage must We should follow it.
Она закрыта была? О, ништяк. Ой, этот трюк. То есть я здесь не был. Ништяк. Так, а что мне по 460? Лагерь будет, да? Класс. Тут неизвестно. Хорошо. Начало. А как? Подожди-ка. Наверное, только обойти. Вот так. Да, я правильно же смотрю? Я правильно смотрю. Попасть не могу. Так, подождете. Лагерь. Окей. Так, а что тут есть? Археологические раскопки, да? О, ты смотри. На. Так, а я сейчас где? А, ну я приду сейчас. Раскопки. Валяется труп. Ах ты ж падла! Ядовитая, а? Какая? Плюваться еще вздумала. Я думаю, сюда надо будет возвращаться. Я сюда пришел раньше времени. Так, где этот лагерь сраный, блин? Я уже заблудился. Где я бегаю, где я не бегаю. О, ты смотри. Что есть? Кто там? Кто там? Кто-то? Да дайте пройти. А, давай, все.
Hey, what's happening here? I could hear you from miles away.
Your Excellency, I'm so happy to see you.
Что такое?
You arrive right on time to settle this matter.
How did you manage to find us in the middle of this swamp?
Brother Fidelis managed to reach Eden. He's the one who told us where your camp was.
But he didn't leave alone. What happened to
Я
Father
труп
Horus
какой-то
who was
нашел. Может быть, это он был?
He must be dead like our other companions. This is all your fault. This is yet more proof that you are not fit to lead such a
А,
team.
нет, я против
I
инквизитора.
should be the
Сразу
one in
говорю.
charge.
Maybe you should calm down and explain to me what's happening here.
This expedition was undertaken with no concern for common sense. We are not equipped to explore this type of place. Our people are disappearing, and all we have found are some falsified writings.
Brother Virgil is terrified, which probably explains why he is being so disingenuous. We have made incredible discoveries, and we could find more.
You are beyond redemption. I won't waste another second talking to you. If you want to talk to me, Your Excellency, it will have to be without her.
How charming.
Поговорить с участниками экспедиции. А, отдельно, да? Дебилы, ну ладно.
Your Excellency, I hope you will forgive us for that scene. My relations with Virgil have always been difficult, but ever since we arrived here, it has been unbearable. I'm afraid we may need an arbiter.
Before anything else, I need to know what led to this situation between you.
What would you like to know?
А это мы уже, наверное, в следующий раз. Потому что опять сейчас затянется туда и сюда, туда и сюда. Как-то так.